really excited because today is the 1-year anniversary of my channel's creation. A year ago today, I put out my first video and I've run with it from there, and I wanted to reward those of you who have been around and subscribed and commented and liked and all of that by giving you a different sort of video than my usual content. So today I'm going to be doing a houseplant tour video for you. I probably won't be showing you every room in my apartment just because that would be a lot of plants and it would be a very long video, too long. So I'll be showing you my living room, a couple plants in my kitchen, and my grow cabinet. You'll see what that is. And then a few plants in my office as well. So that's basically a tour of the first floor of my house. So I hope that you will get some tingles. And if you see a plant that is interesting to you, go ahead and ask about it, and I'll tell you more about it in the comments in case you want to go search for one of your own. This is going to be a soft-spoken video rather than a whisper video because I tried to film it with whispering and it was a little bit hard to hear, so I redid it with soft speaking, and that was better. Also, I apologize for some of the traffic noises, especially in the office, because there's no way for me to block that out in that area of the house. It's already hard enough here where I film, so I hope you enjoy. So we're gonna start here with this south-facing window in my living room. You can see I have quite a few plants, a couple of them quite large over here in this corner. Let me turn off this grow light so you can get a better visual of what these plants actually look like. So this is my Aeonium aureum. It's a succulent. It has multiple heads here. You can see there's a new one growing out from the center stalk right there. I love this succulent. When I got it, it was all green, and it's developed some stress coloring from the grow light, which I really like. I think it adds quite a bit of dimension to it. See, really pretty. Next to it up here, I have my neon pothos that I've had for quite a while now, but it's one of my favorite pothos because of the these neon green leaves. You can see one of the stalks in here is kind of reverted to the darker green, but these neon green leaves are still retained on a lot of the stalks back here. You can see some. Later on in the tour I'll show you where I've got some propagations going with this, which is a very nice lush plant. Makes good sounds. Behind it here I have an orange anthurium that I just got not long ago, actually, for free for someone who was giving it away on one of my local Facebook plant groups. It has these gorgeous orange spathes. Some people call them flowers, but technically they're spathes. Kind of heart arrow shaped glossy leaves that are really pretty. This could grow quite large with a lot of orange in it. And here, I'm gonna have to back up to show you the whole thing. I've got my giant Monstera deliciosa. It produces these fantastic leaves here with all these fenestrations, it's called, when they have the slits in them. About a year ago now, this suffered from some pests. It was either thrift or spider mites. And you can see remnants of the damage they did. These little dots were covering the entire leaf, but they've since eradicated the bugs, and the leaves have grown, so the spots have spread out and they're not as noticeable now. There's one leaf in particular I want to show you here that has gorgeous double fenestrations, which means that it's also got the holes in the center here in addition to the slits. See how beautiful? It's so beautiful. It's a couple times the size of my hand. I love it. Over here we have this really large Monstera Ansonii. So similar to this one, but with smaller leaves. It also has really cool fenestrations. This one does not split on the sides of the leaves. The holes are all in the center of the leaves. When I bought it, it was growing up this stake here, this wooden stake, and I had half a mind to try to remove it from that because it can, I mean, obviously it vines, you can see it growing up here in vines. I kind of wanted to put it in a hanging basket and have it kind of trail down, but it's so adhered to the wood in spots that I was afraid of hurting it if I tried to separate it. So I'm just gonna let it grow and do its thing, and eventually all of these will start vining out enough so that it'll hang down the basket anyway. Over here on this window, we've got a tetrasperma. And that's a species. I'm not going to be able to pronounce the genus for you. I forget what it's called, Raphidora, something like that. But it also produces these cool split leaves. This is a young plant, so it's just starting to produce these splits. There are some leaves without any splits in them at all, or with very few splits in them, so it'll continue to vine and produce larger and larger leaves with larger splits. And right beside it, I really wish that the lighting was good enough for you to see how beautiful these leaves are. These are a baby pink color. They look kind of cream on camera, but they're baby pink, and some of the vines here, you can't quite tell, but they're a ruby pink color. This is a Hoya Crimson Princess, and I just love the way it produces these wispy vine-like things. I think it looks so cool. Here on my puzzle table, I have a Scindaptus pictus. Hang on, I'll get it right. Scindaptus pictus exotica. Some people call these satin pothos or silver satin pothos because you can see, maybe you can't see on camera, but this is actually very satiny, shiny silver, and the leaves are super soft, but it's actually a different genus than pothos, so it's not an actual pothos, but it's just beautiful. I love that plant. Over here on the next window, I have some of my dark colored plants that I just love. This is a Calathea ornata, or Calathea ornata, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but again, it's not quite showing up on camera, but these little white stripes here are actually pink. Pink, 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 pink. And this is my ruby rubber tree, which has pink splotches on the leaves too, if you can see that. here. This will unfurl eventually into a new leaf. Another one here too, little spike you can see, kind of. And beside it is my philodendron black cardinal, which has these awesome shiny waxy leaves. And it just put out this new leaf that's still kind of uncurling and flattening out. It's so dark red, it almost looks black. And it eventually will turn to the green like these lower leaves, but as it puts out new leaves, they go from this dark, dark, dark red to black to the green. It's a really fun plant. And here on this chair we have a philodendron micans, which I just love the shape of. These leaves have a velvety, soft texture to them. Almost furry, but not quite, just very, very soft. And the underside of the leaves, especially on a mature plant, is kind of like a bronzish color. So as the leaves get older and older, they'll turn more bronze on the bottom. It doesn't show up that great on camera, but if you flip them over, you can kind of see a little bit of the bronze. It's just beautiful when you can see kind of the underside of some leaves and the top of others at the same time, and you get the double color. It's really pretty. Velvet chair, velvet chair, velvet chair, velvet chair, velvet chair, velvet chair. And over on this chair, I have my giant prayer plant that was literally just 6 leaves when I bought it in March. And now you can see it has just exploded. It actually recently flowered, which is kind of rare for them indoors. This is a new leaf that is just in the process of unfurling. Look at that color. Can you believe that? You can definitely see the pink on this one, huh? Yep. Yep. So that's a new leaf, and look at like the old leaf too. The color just deepens and deepens. Look at those perfect little holes in that leaf. That's not natural. Those are puncture marks. It was like that when I got it. This is one of the fullest leaves. But the color on that is just amazing. There's a new leaf here about to unfurl. Yes, so cool. I've got my Tradescantia purple heart here. Hard to see in this lighting again, but these leaves are dusty purple. They go up this vine here, or this pole that I got it, bamboo pole, stake. And this adorable little peperomia ruby cascade. Green on the top, and the backs of the leaves are this red ruby color. So it's really pretty when you look kind of from this angle, but of course you can't see it in the light. And beside it I have another little Tradescantia zebrina that is struggling. I can never get this guy to be happy. These are like cuttings of cuttings of cuttings, and they are rooted, but they just aren't always that happy in my house. I don't know why. I have to figure that out. I need to figure out a better system for it, but this is a philodendron Brazil. It has really, really cool variegation on the leaves. Look at that. Look at that neon green stripe down the center. It's so cool. Look at that. Man, these guys are cool. But again, I need to figure out a better way to hang it under that light, or just find a better place for it in general. And here we have my pride and joy, the grow cabinet. This is a china cabinet converted into a grow cabinet. The china cabinet we got from my husband's grandpa when he moved from his house into a retirement community. We took it and I installed, I don't want to point the camera right at the grow lights, but I installed some T5 grow lights up here that I got on Amazon. There are two tubes per shelf, 3 shelves. And I keep mostly my succulents in here and some propagations, and on the top shelf here are plants I'm selling, so I'll have people come over and look at those, so I put them all on one shelf. I want to point out too this giant Sansevieria snake plant that I love. It's super mature, and I got that on Craigslist, I think, for free with the pot. Super cool. So I'll just do a quick pan of the succulents I'm selling, because most of them are just propagations of ones I already have. Some cuttings too of some leafier things. Down here, I don't know if I want to run through the names of all of these, but this is a pink earth star, mother of thousands. You can see the little babies growing on the tips of the leaves. Those will each develop roots and become their own plant. Echeveria fantastic fountain, which is a pretty rare succulent that I was really excited to get bought off a Facebook group. And if you look here, it's flowering. Echeveria Lola behind it, with some nice pink color coming in. Some of my kalanchoe here, a copper spoon, a panda plant, and a chocolate panda plant. Oh, got a little mouse in there. Some of my lithops. I don't know the species, just the genus. A little owl. One of these days I'll do a video tapping on all the little animal companions and telling you where I got them all. These are all some crassula. Not sure that a wavy crassula. That thing is dying. Sadly, I need to take that out. Yeah, the little turtle guy. Another little turtle guy here. Look at these hens and chicks. Big dish of random succulents. I don't know the names of all of these. I got them in a variety pack. Some of the leaves are discolored because every couple months I spray pretty much everything I own with neem oil to prevent pests. So they recently got a spritz, but they'll bounce back. It's okay. It ruined the, what's it called, Farima? Something, the powdery white substance that grows on some succulents to protect them from sunburn. The new growth will come in with the Farima intact, assuming that's the right word. Moonstone succulent, pink moonstone. This is one of my oldest plants, and I love it so much. It's called a Dorstenia foetida. These little flowers right here, if you can see that or not, kind of shaped like a starfish. Kind of weird and creepy looking. Those will develop seeds right in the center of the splat flower, and when they are ready, they will explode out of their little seed pots and just land wherever and grow. And these are most of my Haworthia, besides this Aloe Franco here that's hanging out with them. A little snail. Down here might be a little harder to see. We've got a fairy cactus that I love. Looks like a castle, right? Fairy castle. Big pot of aloe behind it. This is a Haworthia cooperi. Not showing up great on camera here, but it has windows, they're called, on the tips of all of these spikes that are kind of translucent or see-through, so you can Like, see where it holds the water. Isn't that freaking cool? It's got so many little babies popping out. I've repotted that a couple times. I should split them all up, but I just can't bear to because it looks so cool like that. Peperomia Hope cutting that I'm propagating. It's got lots of new growth here, here, and here, so it's doing well. Got some, I don't know if I can show you this or not, some succulents back here that I'm propagating. Kind of hard to see. Some other little propagated cuttings. Check out my paddle plant right there, pancake plant. It's a kalanchoe as well. It's super cool. It's got 2 babies coming in the back. I don't think I can really show them to you without digging in there. And then there's my rickrack cactus or fishtail cactus that I got as a cutting. Just these 2 bigger pieces here, and then this recently grew in. I've got a couple new little growths here too that I'm excited about, and a couple little succulents in the back there, some baby toes, a giraffe, frizzle sizzle that is not doing well. If you have any tips for my frizzle sizzle, let me know. Got a little bear, some water propagations here. Stare at propagating. Oh, my pencil cactus. Love that guy. More cuttings. That's the neon pothos I showed you earlier. This is my beloved Hoya rope, Hoya carnosa compacta. So cool. Look at that. And my Hoya criticii beside it. Here I have hanging my variegated string of hearts. Hard for you to see the color, the beautiful color in this lighting. But it's up here on top, kind of bare on the top of the soil, but that's okay. I have it's called a baby rubber plant here, but it's actually a peperomia, variegated peperomia. A fern that's not doing great. Some Ansonii cuttings I'm propagating. Oh, this guy. This is my Stromanthe triostar. Can you see that? Can you see the pink? I don't know if you can. I bet you can if you look from this angle. Yeah. Okay. Pink. Pink on the leaves. Yeah. So cool. I love that plant. And then behind it here, me to see what I'm doing. I'm on a chair. I have this Calathea mosaica. Like, look at the patterns on those leaves. It's like pixels, right? It's so cool. I love it. I'll quickly show you what we've got in the office here. I apologize for the bad lighting. I'm trying to make it focus. There we go. There's a pretty massive pothos I've got there. Golden pothos with nice variegation on the leaves. Beautiful. Over on this windowsill I have my philodendron Prince of Orange, which has the same growing habits as the cardinal, the black cardinal that I showed you earlier. The new leaves come in bright orange. This leaf is a little bit older now, so the orange is starting to fade away, but this leaf will come in a dark rusted orange and then go to this greenish orange and then eventually to green. Looks pretty cool. This is next to my bird of paradise, which up until the last couple days was looking marvelous, and now I don't know what's happening to the curled leaves. I need to, did I just say leaves? I think I did. Leaves. Need to figure out what's going on with these leaves and why they're curling. It might be a humidity issue or a watering issue, I don't know, we'll see. I'll figure it out. And that is next to this giant dumcane tree that I got for free or cheap, I can't remember, on Facebook Marketplace. I think it was like 15 bucks. Isn't that awesome? Yep. I just repotted these, that's why I've got them kind of out. apart from all the other plants. This here is a Dracana lemon lime, not sure how to pronounce it. It's got cool yellow and green leaves here. And my ponytail palm that I just adore. Spitting out lots of new growth up top here. I love it's called a caudex. It stores water in this giant bulbous trunk here and uses it as it needs it. Up here, there's another philodendron. I've got it on a little pedestal thing. I think it needs water. It looks a little droopy, but it's a nice, beautiful jade green color, hardleaf philodendron. I don't know if I'm gonna train it on this wall or not. The wall's kind of empty, so I might eventually do that. And down here in this corner, I've got, so this is another Scindaptus pictus, but it's just the normal Scindaptus pictus, not the exotica, so it has less of the silver on its leaves. It's more just these tiny little paint stroke patches. It looks so cool, and I love how it vines. And that's next to my Marble Queen pothos, which I think it's a Marble Queen. It was sold to me as a Marble Queen, and some of the most variegated leaves definitely look Marble Queenish, but it's started to lose some of its variegation and get a little bit patchy. That happens as they get older, or if they don't get quite enough light, and it's still healthy, just changing. And then behind it I have a cutting that I just recently got of a Mandrula pothos. The color on that is amazing. Look at that. Amazing, 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 amazing. That's just a single little branch, so it'll eventually root better. It doesn't have the strongest roots right now, but it'll root and push out new leaves. God, that's gorgeous. Here I have a Hoya Splash, which has kind of the same growth pattern as the Hoya Crimson Princess I showed you in the living room, but it has these cool silver splashed leaves, but it has these same cool tendrils. So some new growth coming in on that one. Won't focus, but you can kind of see. Yeah. And Peperomia Rosso down here, which has the coolest like burgundy red underside to the leaves. See if you can see it. Yeah, you kind of can. Yeah. Up here in this corner I have my Sansevieria Moonshine. Basically a snake plant with this like really, really pretty light green, like pastel green spathes. Are they spathes or are they leaves? I don't know. Last but not least, my giant philodendron lacy tree, which, believe it or not, a couple months ago had 4 leaves and it's just been spitting them out like crazy. I met up with someone on a Facebook plant group who wanted to split her lacy tree, and so I took this giant branch here and just had 4 little leaves on it, and now look at that. Oh my god. And now it's just put out so many beautiful leaves. Look at all this growth down here. It was literally just a single trunk, and now it's got all this. I have some Spanish moss here too, but just beautiful. Beautiful. And that is the first floor of my house. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you don't hold it against me for getting some of the names of my plants wrong. Some of the Latin is really hard to remember. So I think I got most of them right, aside from a couple, which maybe I'll post below. So I hope that you enjoyed that, and maybe if there's a good response, there will be more videos of the like to come. Maybe I could do a tour of my patio garden or the plants I have downstairs in my bedroom. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and supporting me throughout this last year. And I hope to see you all for another year and more.